Joining us tonight, Gordon Chang, columnist, author, senior fellow at the Gatestone Institute. Good to have you with us, partner. I've just about seen I am just up to here with the nonsense from the Chinese. Why in the world are we putting up with this kind of nonsense?
Yeah, I actually don't think we are going to put up with it because I don't see a trade deal coming.
Oh, hell, when I say put up with it, we've got business publications reporting from the Chinese point of view. Make that the communist Chinese point of view, the PLA point of view, the Communist Party's point of view against the President of the United States, U.S. interests, the national interests. The ignorance is overwhelming, and most of that ignorance reposes on Wall Street firms, the Koch brothers, the Chamber of Horrors, the Business Roundtable, and the K Street lobbyists who are peddling for pure money, while Wall Street is betting its book, which now has, in many cases, 40% of that book is Chinese money.
Yeah, but what you're seeing now, Lou, is that a lot of these voices are really been quiet in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And the reason is that China has delegitimized them. Basically, what's happened is these guys were saying, oh, you know, the Chinese want a trade deal. They're sincere. This is going to be working out well. And then all of a sudden, as we know at the beginning of the month, the Chinese withdrew the commitments across the board.
They reneged. They lied. And they broke their promises, and their word is not their bond. You know, on Wall Street, at least, sometimes they may be thievery. There may be thievery on Wall Street. But it usually, you know, men and women on Wall Street, at least, keep their word. This is just outrageous.
Yeah, it is outrageous. And that's why these guys, the Koch brothers, the Chamber of Commerce, Business Roundtable, Wall Street, they've been very quiet. And the reason is China has cut the legs out from under them. And this is a good thing, because what it means is that those who want a resolute response to China are actually now driving things. And we're not going to have a trade deal for a very long time, Lou, because one of the things that's driving the Chinese right now, we don't know, but it seems like there's real problems in Beijing. It looks like Xi Jinping isn't able to force through a trade deal, which means we're not going to have a trade deal. And that's the best response for us.
Force through a trade deal. And we had Mnuchin running around saying we're in the concluding phase of these discussions. We had people on Wall Street clucking about trade tariffs, even though this is, what, 2% of GDP. It's ridiculous to even think about it. We watched $1.5 trillion disappear in the equities markets over what was basically $300 billion of affected product in tariffs. We're watching some of the strangest behavior that I could ever recall, both in terms of Wall Street, in terms of a principal trading partner, which is basically, and think about the absurdity of this, Gordon. We are trying to negotiate with a trading partner, and fundamental to that negotiation is we're begging them not to steal any more from us after they've been stealing from us for 20 years. We're begging for them not to push us into trade deficit as if we aren't in control of our own purchasing habits and spending. I mean, we look like a completely just innervated giant that can't control itself, so it's begging, you know, as a victim that you not take advantage of us any further instead of, you know, smashing them straight in the nose.
Yeah, well, one of the great things is the president on Wednesday did have that Huawei order. The Commerce Department did put Huawei on the entities list. And I know I don't like the exemptions that we're going to see for the next couple months, but we're going in the right direction because essentially...
By reversing in 24 hours a presidential order to stop a company that we are telling our allies is going to commit espionage through the technology they're buying from a Chinese state-owned entity called Huawei. That's crazy.
No, but we're moving in the right direction, Lou.
The right direction?
And I know that would probably get you upset, but the point is...
The only thing that upsets me is illogic. I don't understand how that makes any sense when we're going backwards from defending the United States and its interests.
6 months from now, those exemptions will not be given. And the other good thing about this is you're having the president put the Chinese off their game because we're really hitting them. Wednesday was a really important day for the United States. We're going to see a lot of other punishments on the Chinese that they didn't think were coming. They thought we were a nation of bunny rabbits. No, we're not. And this is good. One of the things
Wait a
that's
minute.
important.
This is going to be our war cry with the Chinese. We're not bunny rabbits. We're not bunny rabbits. Are you kidding?
No, I mean, the Chinese think that we're bunny rabbits, but probably no
Don't
longer.
give a damn what the
because
Chinese think.
You got Trump is actually giving them a hard time. And one of the important things is, one, this is going on.
Wait a minute. The President of the United States is giving China a hard time. They're stealing $500 billion in intellectual property, weaponry. Are you kidding?
What's happening in this
And
whole
we're giving
dispute,
them a hard time as they steal that from us?
What's happening in this whole dispute, you're having U.S. companies reconsider their position in China, taking their factories out of it. We're disengaging. This is going in, let me use that phrase
Ladies
again,
and gentlemen,
the right
I
direction.
want to say to you right now, it's been a pleasure having Gordon Chang with us tonight, the emissary of equanimity and
optimism.
And optimism. A new role for him, what I haven't quite gotten used to. Gordon, great to have you here. Thanks so much, my friend.